Good win Saturday, first conference game. Did a lot of good things in the game. Did a great job on third down offensively, 9 of 12, 5 of 5 touchdowns in the red area. I think for the year we're 6-0 in the turnover ratio. Taken it away 6 times, have not turned the ball over. Responded to their field goals or scores with scores. Had a 90-yard drive, an 87-yard drive, 275s. Defense held them to under 250 yards total offense and 2 of 8 on third down. So there weren't any real splash plays on special teams in this game. So, good solid performance. All eyes on Charlotte, team that's proven capable of playing up at a very competitive level. Last year they played Maryland, led at halftime, one-score game in the fourth quarter. Florida was a ball game throughout the entire game. And Carolina this year is a one-score game in the third quarter. So they have a lot of transfers. They have a lot of athletes. Their defensive line is big, and they can move. They got a receiver that can really go. So, there's a standard we do everything to, and we want to keep improving as a team. And we've got to have a great week of preparation. It starts with the staff, and stay humble and hungry as we prepare for this next opponent.
Zach, on your left, and Jack.
I know you talked about it some Saturday night, but as you evaluate after the fact, Curtis's performance, 9 of 9 on third downs, his role in some of those long drives you talked about, keeping things on schedule, making the right decisions, just what really stands out in maybe a film review of his performance from Saturday?
Yeah, I thought he played really well and did a really nice job with his eyes and was accurate. We did a great job protecting. We had no sacks. And, receivers did a nice job of separating and made some really good catches, too. So I thought he played extremely well.
Jack, on your left, and Pete.
Yeah, Curt, I know Charlotte has had some quarterback injuries, and there may be some uncertainty with that position. I guess, how does that affect the way that you prepare with them, and do you see major differences with their quarterbacks, whoever it may be?
Yeah. Well, they've played 3 guys. They played 2 guys in the last game. Brought a guy in the fourth quarter, a little older guy. The backup was a younger guy. So, we'll prepare for both schematically, more so in terms of what they do, what they like to do. They have a receiver that can really go, that number 3, and a tight end, 18's a good player. So, maybe the younger guy has a little bit of a liver arm, and his mobility might be a little more, but the older guy has got the experience, kind of the moxie, understands how to play. So it won't affect our game plan a whole lot. Yeah.
Pete, on your left row, too, and then Ken.
At receiver with Elijah, what was it you saw about him that made you want to bring him to obviously to James Madison, and then how much has he improved since then? What attributes did he have that maybe others didn't see?
Well, we needed receivers that year in the portal, and as a freshman at St. Francis University, it's an FCS school. He was all conference, had about 50 catches for about 1,000 yards, give or take. And, he had a skill set. And, but like I said, he got injured in the spring, didn't do a whole lot. And the first game, he was third team. But by, against Virginia, the second game, we won that game, made some key plays, and he was starting by the third or fourth game. And he's just very competitive guy, a guy you can really trust, and really good at contested catches, smart. I mean, he loves ball. And I think you see a trust factor really developing with Curtis and him and Cross, who Curtis has played with at Ohio U, and the other guys that are in there.
Ken in the back, and Zach.
Besides obviously what he could do physically, how important has it been to have Curtis just be a guy who's a veteran guy, played a lot of football and seen a lot of things prior to coming here, just to help him gain the trust of guys, learn your system, and go forward with it with some manner of consistency? How important has that been for this ball club?
Well, to me, that's the key, the drill. And, we've had great success the last 3 years with the one-year transfers. We took Todd Centeio, who developed and was player of the year in the league. on offense, and then we got Jordan McLeod. And they were both older guys that had played, and Curtis obviously had a track record before he came. So it's not like you're teaching a young guy how to play the position. You got older guys that know how to play the position, and now you're just fitting them into your offensive structure and then build upon the things that they do well. And so, you know, that position, there's just so many things that go on. To have an older guy, you can't put a value on it.
Zach B in front and Daniel.
To be able to go on the road in conference and get a big win like that, you mentioned a couple of plays to be able to respond to what UCLA did in that second half as well. What do those types of things say about the maturity of this team?
Well, we do have a lot of guys on this team that have played a lot of football across the board. We do have a couple new guys on the offensive line, but at all the other positions, we have a veteran outfit. We're veteran on the defensive line and at linebacker. And, you know, Farrell's still kind of a younger guy. But we've got, other than that, we've got experience on defense as well. So, you know, I thought we responded really well. We started very fast. Now, obviously, they fumbled the first play after we had 7-0 lead. We're up 14-0 before you blink an eye. But in the second half, you know, we had some adversity, obviously, with the penalties on defense. And, you know, there was no panic or frustration. You know, maybe there was frustration in terms of what was going down. But our guys kept their poise and responded. And so, you know, I thought that was great.
Daniel in front and Owen.
You mentioned Amari. It feels like you guys have him kind of playing a lot of roles as far as heavy nickel, but I want to say he's had some early success as a kind of that like late rush role as well. I think I've seen him at safety at times as well. How important, how valuable is it to have a nickel who can play as many roles as he can, and then what is it within his skill set that kind of allows him?
Right, that's an important position, the rover, we call that, because you've got to be good against the run and the pass. And then, you know, against 12 personnel, we have a package where we put an extra linebacker in, and we put him at strong safety for Cignetti. And I thought he had a good game Saturday. You see him building weekly on his successes and playing with more confidence. You know, I just wish when he intercepts the pass, he wouldn't run toward the end zone and, you know, celebrate with your teammates on the sideline, right? Championship programs don't do that.
Owen on your right and Zach Osterman.
Yeah, Curt, 0 sacks allowed, as you mentioned, and, you know, a lot of credit goes to the offensive line, but also the running backs blocking was definitely a key part. Has that always been a staple in Shanahan's offense, and how important is that for those pass protection plays?
Well, I mean, it's critical if you're going to drop back and throw the ball, and that's 6-man protection primarily. You know, the running back's got to be a good receiver out of the backfield, but he's also got to be able to block the blitz. And I thought our guys did a great job Saturday. We were late on 1 or 2, but all in all, you know, it was really good. And you can't throw the ball if your backs can't protect.
Zach and then Ken.
I want to ask about Aiden and Jalen. They obviously play a lot of snaps for you. They don't rotate a ton. I know Aiden's got the headset in. But how important is maybe their chemistry, their relationship, the football? They've already played together in this defense even before coming to Indiana, having 2 linebackers in there that can communicate, that recognize things, and maybe understand a little bit of that relationship.
Well, it's kind of like playing with a veteran quarterback on offense. You know, both those guys know the defense. Now, there's new things that go in every week, and the defense morphs year in, year out. But they have a lot of snaps in the defense, so they understand it. And, you know, Aiden wears the green dot on defense. And and they're used to playing with each other. But regardless whether they're used to playing with each other or not, they have specific jobs to do every single play, depending on formation and what happens after the ball's snapped. But there is definitely a familiarity with each other, yeah.
Ken and then we'll wrap with Daniel.
Ignoring the calls from Saturday, I was wondering if you would like to see the targeting rules kind of adjusted a little bit to create levels of punishment when it comes to those kind of plays, balancing safety and fairness, I guess.
Yeah, I think there needs to be a balance there and some common sense and, intent also. One of the probably the most hardest hits in the game was when Aiden Fisher intercepted the pass, and got hit in the head, and there's no call for that one. And, the other ones were kind of Mickey Mouse. That's the way it went down Saturday, and we're not going to change the way we play. And, I don't think there was anything dirty out there, that's for sure.
Daniel, last one.
I want to say Mikhail had like 7 pressures or some wild number like that. You mentioned, I think it was like late August, that you've seen him evolve so much from 2020. Where have you seen him evolve, I guess?
Yeah,
most?
well, I noticed that in spring ball. I think the biggest thing with him is he's been healthy. Because early in his career, he had a couple injuries. He started as a true freshman with 2 bad shoulders that were both surgically repaired, so he missed the next season. And now that he's been on the field, he's just gotten better every year. And, I saw him turn it up another level in spring ball, which is that's sort of the natural progression you want to see in all the guys, is that they build off the previous year. So he's a good athlete, he's smart, he's crafty, and, he plays really hard.